Show. News, gossip, celebrity interviews with limited knowledge and accuracy in sports and politics. And now, your host, celebrity publicist, Domenick Nati.
That's right, it's Friday, and it is time for the Domenick Nati Show on Intellectual Radio in Chicago and iHeartRadio. Well, we've got another one for you today. Another good one for you today. Today's guest is from the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Dolores Catania is our guest today. Dolores Catania is one of the superstars on the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and I really had a good time speaking with her, and she is going to give us a lot of information about herself, some background about herself. I asked her about her castmates, some questions about that, and I also asked her about her plastic surgeries, which is almost into double digits. So I asked her about that to go into detail some of the things that she had done, and she was very candid about it and open, and feels like everybody should be. So, yes, if you are a fan of The Real Housewives, you are going to love this one. I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving and are thankful for all the good things in your life. Isn't that sweet? Anyway, we will be right back with Dolores Catania of The Real Housewives of New Jersey right after this drop from Bill Cosby.
5, 4, 3, 2, go.
This is Bill Cosby, and you're
not. No, you're not Bill Cosby.
Oh, you're Bill Cosby.
Yes, I am.
And this is the best radio show.
Good for you.
What?
No, what do you want?
I was wanting you to say you're Bill Cosby, because that in your voice to prove that you've actually been on the show.
Why would they not believe that I was on the show after you played a tape of me?
I guess
help me out.
Other radio shows do this, and we're trying to compete with them by getting a big name.
Well, you have that. You have Bill Cosby, and I am a big name.
Anyway, Bill's a big fan of the show.
Yes, I am.
Right. He's listening.
You know why? So far, this is the only program I've listened to. Just the one with me on it.
Yes, right. That's the only
one. Why it's my favorite.
So if Bill's listening, you should be too.
And my name is Bill Cosby, and I approve this message.
This is the Domenick Nati Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio. Do you have a business and are looking for a creative and effective way to market your product or services? Are you an entertainer or recording artist looking for a captive audience to display your talent to? The Domenick Nati Show is now offering on-air commercial advertising for as low as $50. Your product or talent will be presented by celebrity publicist Domenick Nati and be seen on our social media accounts and on iHeartRadio and select stations throughout the country. Send us a message on social media at Dom Nati Show or email DomenickNatiShow@gmail.com for more information. The Domenick Nati Show, maximum exposure, minimum censorship. You're listening to the Domenick Nati Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio.
Welcome back to the Domenick Nati Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio in Chicago. I've been telling you all program about our special guest, and the time has finally come. You know her. She's your favorite housewife from the Real Housewives of New Jersey. It is Dolores Catania is on the phone with you. Dolores, how are you doing today?
Hi, how are you? I'm good. Sun's out.
Doing great.
Happy.
Yeah, that's right. Sun's out. So if you're all right, I just want to jump to some questions. Are you dating anyone? And if so, can you tell us who it is?
Well, I cannot tell you. Okay, let me start with the first question. Am I dating anyone? I am kind of dating someone that Siggy set me up with. So he's a doctor. He's a very nice guy. He's a gentleman, totally different than anybody you've ever seen me with. A lot of the people in my past relationships, they all look like brothers. Like, there's been times where, you know, whoever I'm dating will go somewhere and they'll say, "Hey, Frank, how are you?" They all look like some side of Frank. This guy is the total opposite, so I figure maybe this will work out. And he's just a really great guy, nice guy. But we're going to have to wait to film to hear more about him. That's what I'm holding out.
Okay.
Because if it doesn't work out, by the time I start filming, I'm going to feel like an idiot.
Who set you up with him? Can you say that one more time?
Siggy Flicker.
Siggy. Okay.
She's the relationship expert and my best friend on the show.
Oh, so Siggy, she sets you up. He's a doctor, and you can't say who is.
Mm-hmm.
Is he obviously in New Jersey? What type of doctor is he?
Yeah. He's a perinatologist. That is a doctor. Well, he's like a gynecologist, for like high risk pregnancies. And that was really intimidating to go out with a gynecologist. I'm like, oh my God, Siggy, I can't do this. I cannot go on a date with this guy.
Does she set you up a lot, or is this the first time?
This was a first because, as you saw through the season, there was part of her book is called Dating Detox. So you cannot date, and it makes a lot of sense. So all last year, I couldn't really date. Plus, I really wasn't over my prior relationship. So it's called Dating Detox, and she was not in favor of me dating anyone during it. And of course, I did go behind her back a couple times, and I did it, and it didn't work out. So this one, when she said, you know what, I think you're ready, and she happened to meet somebody who was single, and she said, oh, you have to meet my friend Dolores. So that's how it worked out.
Wow. Well, that's awesome. That's a good friend. Now, let me ask you, some of your veteran castmates, like Melissa and Teresa, portray themselves to be very successful. Are they really as wealthy as they portray on TV, or is that just what they'd like people to believe?
You can't, I don't know what's in their bank account, but I know this much. You can't keep up a lifestyle that they have to have money, you know? I mean, it's a personal question, but they have to have something. Who's driving a Bentley? Who lives in a 30,000 square foot house? I mean, you have to have money to do that, even day to day.
Yeah.
It costs a lot of money to live in this state.
Yeah, I got you.
You can't have no money and live in the state and live like that.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, now your relationship with Jacqueline. Do you still talk to her? Have you talked to her during the off season?
Yeah, I spoke to her yesterday. She texted me last night when she got home from Vegas.
Okay, so you guys, everything, your relationship with all the castmates are good. There's no animosity or anything. Okay, that's good to hear.
It is good to hear because if I get in a fight with someone, I'm not as forgiving. And I don't usually go back. So if I ever get in a fight with someone, it's probably going to be for good. You know, me and Jacqueline had a little kind of a tiff. It was a misunderstanding with something. We had it out. But like a real, like the things that these girls fight about on the cast, you know, the accusations and the really like visceral hate that sometimes comes out. If I'm in a relationship with someone and that happens, I'm not going back. But they have gone back and forth through the seasons and forgave each other and went back. But I just feel like once there's a breach of trust in a relationship, especially a friendship like this, how can you go back? You have to watch everything you say, everything you do. You know, you never know when that other shoe's going to drop. If it happened once, it's quicker to happen again.
Have you had any plastic surgery? And if so, how were the results?
I've had everything done. And thank you for saying I'm beautiful. I'm not a girl that looks in the mirror and says, oh, wow, I look hot. Never. I don't. I'm a scrappy girl. I don't put on my own makeup. I have to hire someone when I'm going out to do it. And, you know, sometimes I go out and Teresa will be like, what are you doing? You can't come out with us like that. Go change. You're not doing. What the hell, hun? What are you doing? Like, I'm a scrapper. And I'm not I don't look at myself as glamorous. So when someone says you're pretty, I'm like, oh my God, thank you. You know, plastic surgery. it's kind of like an oxymoron because they say, oh, I'm not glamorous, but yet I've gone for every plastic surgery on the face of the planet. I've had 2 facelifts, lower facelifts. I get Botox. I got lip injections. I had, and let me just explain. I had full lips my whole life, but as you get older, things shrivel. Everything shrivels. No one could tell me it doesn't. So you just fill in what's there. So I didn't go there to have like plunger lips. I went there for like a kind of like a touch-up, I want to say. I've had full body lipo and a Brazilian butt lift. That hurt. That was a rough one. And let's see. I had a neck lift. The reason I had 2 facelifts was because I was very heavy at one time. And I got lower facelifts at the time. After that, I broke up with my fiance, and a good breakup's always good for about 20 to 30 pounds. So when I lost another 30 pounds, I had to get another one because it just kind of needed to be redone. I didn't, my skin was hanging, and anyway. So that's why I had the 2. Let's see what else. And I just had a breast reconstructive surgery.
Oh. Now, what about the butt implants that people are doing? Is that something you've done or would do?
It wasn't butt implants that I got done. It was it was a fat transfer. So they took the fat from my legs, my back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it wasn't like anything foreign, because I don't trust those things. It doesn't usually sometimes come out too well.
No, I agree. That's your own fat being transferred. That sounds like the way to go. And how did those surgeries turn out? Like, were the results always good, or?
Always good. That's why I advocated to the way that I do, because it's kind of like, okay, if you're comfortable with yourself, that's fine. But if you're going to get the things done that I've gotten done, you better find the right doctor. So I have the right doctors. And my whole thing is, when I got something done and it came out well, like you don't look at me and say, wow, she's had this plastic surgery, because it was done right. So I want everyone to know the doctors I used. It wasn't easy to find these guys. I researched them. I looked at before and afters. I met with the patients that they had before me. I even talked to people that weren't happy about them, because you can't go over the internet and say, oh, because you know what? I found that the people that had anything bad to say about them were crazy. And they said bad things about a lot of other people. So, there's a lot that goes into researching what doctor you're going to use. And that's really important. I mean, more people spend more time on consumer affairs looking at what car to buy before they look into the doctor they're using. And it's a big mistake.
Of all the other housewives on all the other shows, which housewife is your favorite?
On all the other ones?
Yeah, your show, any of them.
Oh, my favorite is Siggy Flicker. She's like my best friend.
Oh, okay.
But you mean on the other ones? I have a few. I was on the phone with Portia yesterday. Her and I FaceTimed because she was on Celebrity Apprentice. So in between, she had a day of press. So I spoke to her. She's so beautiful in person. She looks like porcelain. She's beautiful. And I also met the housewives of Dallas. Oh my God, I love them. They are such ladies, and they're so beautiful.
Oh, the Dallas housewives?
Oh my God. Well, I met Carrie Huber, and I met Steph. I'm not sure how to say her last name. Holcomb or something.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Big, little blonde, big, huge blue eyes. And Carrie Huber's she's just an unbelievable woman. So nice. Amazing. I love them. They're great girls. I wish they lived closer.
Southern girls. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, which housewife is your least favorite?
Which housewife is my least favorite? Oh, and we could go to mob wives too. I was just at Carla Facciola's birthday, and she just called me twice while I was on the phone with you, actually.
Oh, okay.
I make my rounds. My least favorite housewife, I don't have one because if I don't like you, I don't pay attention to you. So I can't say like one gets on my nerves or what.
Is there one that you would not want on your show that would be maybe intimidating or too mean?
No, nobody intimidates me, really.
No.
And anybody that thinks they'd come on this show and be mean or intimidating, they'd be really sorry because it's New Jersey and they're no joke. And I'm not just saying that. Like, New Jersey's not the place that you want to come on to this cast and throw your weight around and pick a fight with someone.
How do you think it would go if Nene was on The Real Housewives of New Jersey? Do you guys set her straight?
No, nobody said Nene's straight. Nene's set in her ways.
Yeah.
I guess of all of them, Housewives of Atlanta would be the challenge for, when I first came on Housewives, I had this stupid thing in my head saying, oh, wow, let's have a football game at Rutgers Stadium. And it would be like the Housewives, like us versus Housewives of Atlanta and like a what do they call those, lingerie football?
Yeah.
It would be a bloodbath.
Yeah. Now, do you keep up with the Orange County Housewives? Did you? I know we've had some other housewives on. They talked about like Vicky faking cancer, stuff like that. Like, did you follow that at all?
I feel bad for Vicky. I feel bad for Vicky because a lot of my fans, it becomes like a subculture and a culture here. When you have these fans and they come together, and a lot of them will DM me on Instagram and say, I'm really upset for the way Vicky was treated this year by the rest of the girls and stuff like that. I look at Vicky, and from what little I know, I do watch the show, but I don't watch it like crazy because I'm so busy myself. Although we may film 4 months out of the season, you have to stay relevant 24/7. So
right.
If I'm, I still have my business, which I neglected when I was filming. I had to catch up with that. Then I opened up another business actually in Whippany because I had the opportunity to open something up with really, it was just going to take an effort because I didn't have to put a lot of money in and it was like a no-brainer, but I knew it was going to be a big commitment and I did it. So I'm really inundated with everything. However, what I look at Vicky as, from what I know, is that I think she had a post-traumatic stress from what happened with her mother. I think she's had some serious stuff going on. And sometimes you got to cut somebody some slack for what they're going through in their life. I don't know if she faked cancer. I don't know if her boyfriend faked cancer. I think it was something like that. But, I've grown in my older age to just sometimes you just let things go. If somebody wants to bullshit or, lie to you, you say, all right, all right, whatever. Who cares? I don't have anything to prove. I don't need to argue with someone to make them tell the truth. If they're lying, I know it. My brother calls me a human lie detector test because I've dated so much. I've been lied to, and there isn't a lie I haven't been told. I've been single for 18 years, so I can write a book on the lies. It should be my book, actually, now that I'm talking about it. But I kind of know, and I kind of am intuitive. So a lot of times I say, well, maybe there's a reason. I don't just get angry right away. I want to give that person the benefit of the doubt of what's going on in their life.
What is the best way for people to keep up with you? Like, what social media, is
Instagram.
the best way for them?
Instagram. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what's your handle on Instagram, just to plug it?
Dolores Catania. Thank you.
Oh, Dolores Catania. That's it. Just your name. DOLORESCATANIA on Instagram.
I want to meet you. Where can I meet you? Do you ever go to events?
Oh,
thank you. You're so easy to talk to.
Yeah, I do go to New York. I guess I go there probably every couple months. So I'm not too far from there. So yeah, the next time I'm there, I do some work with Sonia Morgan also. So I'm a publicist, so I do some PR for her. Cool. So yeah, I usually come up maybe Fashion Week, stuff like that. Dolores, thank you so much for being on the show. We really appreciate it.
Nice meeting you. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is Whoopi Goldberg, and you're listening to the Domenick Nati Show.
This is the Domenick Nati Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio. Do you have a business and are looking for a creative and effective way to market your product or services? Are you an entertainer or recording artist looking for a captive audience to display your talent to? The Domenick Nati Show is now offering on-air commercial advertising for as low as $50. Your product or talent will be presented by celebrity publicist Domenick Nati and be seen on our social media accounts and on iHeartRadio and select stations throughout the country. Send us a message on social media at Dom Nati Show or email DomenickNatiShow@gmail.com for more information. The Domenick Nati Show, maximum exposure, minimum censorship. You're listening to the Domenick Nati Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio.
And we're back. Domenick Nati Show, Intellectual Radio, iHeartRadio. That was our exclusive interview with Dolores Catania, Wives of New Jersey. Yes, great guest. She said she really liked speaking with me. Yes, who doesn't? Well, maybe Whoopi Goldberg. But most people do like speaking with me. I'd say about a little over 50%, which is not bad, really, if you think about it. Dolores is one of those people. Thank you, Dolores. You have survived the Domenick Nati Show. Not everybody does. So I hope you guys are ready, because it is Black Friday, okay? Go out there, punch a kid in the face and take his toy, as long as you get it on sale. I'm joking. Be nice. Buy online. Why are people pushing and shoving anyway to get things in person? Don't do it. You guys are better than that, because all of my listeners are classy. So you stay classy, and we will be back next week with more celebrity guests on the Domenick Nati Show. We'll see you next week.